Hello everyone and welcome back to Court Climbs. Today's video will talk about your first trip to the new River Gorge. Just to give you an idea of where I'm coming from, I have sport climbed at the new a handful of times over the course of the past 3 years. This video will cover the basics of climbing at the new River Gorge, including my recommendations for camping, food, climbing gear, weather, and crag and route recommendations. The new River Gorge is located in West Virginia and is an incredible place to climb. Not only are there a variety of quality crags, the scenery is absolutely stunning as well. Let's talk about camping. There's lots of campgrounds in the area, but we have mainly stayed at 2 of them. In our experience, camping in the new fills up fast on weekends, so plan ahead as best as you can. A unique feature of this campground is that it has goats. One disadvantage of this campground is that the bathrooms, although in walking distance, are a far way away from some of the campsites, although there is a porta potty that's a good deal closer. Another place we like to camp is the American Alpine Club campground. There are group tent sites available, but we like to camp in the communal single tent area because it's closer to the bathrooms and covered pavilion. It's around $12 a night per person depending on what type of site you choose. The covered pavilion has a disco ball, hangboards, and plenty of space to do yoga or just chill. This campground also has a slack line and a home wall type setup, although for the past 2 years it's only had a single dino problem that I can never manage to get. As far as food goes, Tudor's Biscuit World is a tradition of ours for breakfast. I can't say that the food is particularly spectacular overall, but their biscuits are good. Last time we went to the new, we went to Fire Creek Barbecue and Steaks, and it was, as the name suggested, straight fire. 10 out of 10 would recommend. We have mixed feelings about the local pizza place, Pies and Pints. The overall group consensus between my climbing friends is that it is good pizza, but overpriced. Let's talk climbing gear. I can't speak to trad climbing or multi-pitch gear, but as far as single-pitch sport climbing gear, this is what we bring. Our rope is a 70-meter dynamic rope that has been sufficient for all the climbs we've done at the new. We also bring a tarp to lay down under our rope so that it doesn't get dirty. We have 12 quick draws, which I'd recommend is the minimum amount. I'd say you could climb most things at the new with only 8 to 10 draws if you really wanted to. Another piece of gear to bring is a clip stick. Clip sticks are a great way to make sure the first bolt is clipped and add another layer of safety to your climbs. You will also need cleaning gear, which is simply a personal anchor system and 3 locking carabiners. Don't forget your harness, shoes, belay device, and chalk. The weather at the new is hot and humid in the summertime, crisp and cool in the fall, and rainy in the spring. Weather can play a huge part in determining where and when to climb for the day. Some crags are going to be best climbed in the morning or night when the sun isn't blazing down. If it's raining and you can't climb at least 5'11", finding a lot of dry climbs at the new may be challenging. It seems to be a bit of a running joke whenever people ask what stays dry at the new to say Rico's dry, which is this 5'10" route under a big roof that keeps it dry in the rain. I've climbed Rico and it was a good route, an area classic. As far as climbing areas go, the new is best navigated by guidebook. There's a couple of different guidebooks out there, but I'll leave a link to the one that I see a lot of people using. You can also use Mountain Project, but we haven't had the best of luck with its GPS navigation. For most areas in the new, a 4-wheel drive vehicle is not required. There's so many places to climb in the new, it's insane, with over 900 sport routes, 500 trad routes, and 200 boulder problems. The area is divided into 3 sections, including the Meadow River Gorge, New River Gorge proper, and Summersville. It's hard for me to give recommendations on where exactly you should climb without knowing your preferences or what grades you climb. But here are a few places we've been and what they are like. In the Meadow River Gorge, we've climbed at Zero Buttress, which had some 5'7" to 5'9" climbs and was a very popular crag when we were there. In the New River Gorge proper, we've checked out the classic Bubba City, which some say is the worst crag in all of the new, but I really enjoyed a 5'7" climb there called Daisy Cutter. which is this off-width crack climb that winds its way back into a cave that stays considerably cooler in hot temperatures and is a nice place to take a break from the sun. We also have climbed in an area called Cotton Club. There was a 5/8 climb there on an arête called Management Wore Masks that was pretty fun. I also have watched my friends climb a 510C called Essence, which is this big overhanging roof climb that looks super cool. Kaymore is another area we've climbed in, ticking off the classic 510 Rico Suave that I mentioned earlier, and a classic 5.9 Plus at Butcher's Branch called Flight of the Gumby. In the Summersville area, we've had a lot of fun messing around with deepwater soloing at the Whippoorwill area. I'm not sure what problems we climbed, we kinda just made up our own. We also climbed in the DC Memorial Boulder area, which is short 30-ish foot climbs, as well as the ever-popular Orange Oswald Wall. The whole Summersville area is cool because it borders a lake. I hope this video was helpful to anyone looking to take a trip down to climb at the New River Gorge for their first time. If you're interested in learning more about climbing at the New River Gorge, watch these videos next. If you have any additional suggestions or questions, please leave them in the comments, and I'll do my best to answer them. Thank you all so much for watching, and until next time, stay hyped.